What is going on, people of YouTube? My name's Kurtyoy and welcome back to a brand new episode of the preview series, where we look at the upcoming game week and think to ourselves, who's going to be a good player to bring in? Now, I've tried my hardest, and I know I've sort of fed everyone on for about a month. Hopefully this weekend there will be a video. I'm not going to say there is going to be or there isn't going to be, but the update video will sort of update the future of this channel. I've sort of been a bit vacant in replying to you guys. Hopefully we'll do this week. Been very busy this week and weeks previous. But to put it lightly, I had to it got to a point where I had to put my sort of actual IRL life in front, because that needed to take control for about a month, 2 months. So I've done that. Hopefully now I've got more of a balance into my life. I can move into more FPL videos for you guys, hopefully. But anyway, that's for the update video. Let's have a look at the goalkeepers as usual. And our 4 goalkeepers this week are Kurtyoy, De Gea, Hart and Hennessy. Interesting pick for Hennessy. Starting off with Kurtyoy, 5.5. He faces off against Watford. Now, Watford have had a really good start. I got them completely wrong before. I'd quite often given Watford a hard time because of the fact that they've brought a lot of players in from foreign leagues that haven't known the Premier League, had managers that are unproven, but this time they sort of changed that, and they seem to have more of a team dynamic. And Watford have surprised me this time. I don't think they're going to go anywhere near where I predicted, which was probably relegation. But yeah, they are doing well, but I do not think they'll get past Chelsea. I think Chelsea will wake up from their 2-1 shock defeat to Palace and they'll want to put a couple past Watford and prove a point to the teams in the league that they are not really ones to go over easily. That's Burnley and Palace now, and I feel like Chelsea really want to get off on the right foot this game. De Gea's another one away against Huddersfield. It would be 3 or 4-0 to Man United, that one, and I see De Gea probably going in at 5.6 and being a really good price. Clean sheet, maybe a couple of saves, who knows, but I doubt Huddersfield will trouble Man United too much. Even then, you've got the Buster Park, which if it's 1-0, so doubt De Gea's going to get beaten. Hart is another one, and Hennessy a 4.4. Hart is the Friday game against Brighton, which means it's a deadline tomorrow. That is, and Hennessy also is playing. I can't remember who's playing against Newcastle. I just had to look down the fixtures there. They're both two interesting games. It could be a clean sheet for both of them, but if anything, it's going to be a few save points and a cheaper option. If you're going for a sort of a premium, non-premium, or for looking for a second goalkeeper, I think Hennessy or Hart could really fit in that role quite well. Moving on, we've got the Dream Team picks, where we look at fantasy totes and we have a look at the Dream Teams and all the different other game modes they've got. But we have got my Dream Team this week. I didn't win it. I still haven't won the Dream Team on fantasy totes, so hopefully, fingers crossed, we can do it this week. I'm feeling a bit confident, more confident than usual. De Gea is in goal. Our back 4 is Walker, Aspilicueta, Jones and Davis. In the midfield, we've got Zaha, Ericsson and Antonio, with Morata, Jesus and Lukaku up top. It's an interesting one. I've only maxed out my selection in one team with Man United, with Lukaku, Jones and De Gea. The rest you've got 2 for Tottenham, 2 for Chelsea, 2 for Man City, and 1 each for Crystal Palace and West Ham. I think it's a good team. Moving back onto FPL, onto the defenders, we've got Walker, Aspilicueta, Jones, Trippier, Cresswell and Norton. Starting off, Walker is 6.6 along with Aspilicueta, who is 6.6. Both of them should be looking at getting clean sheets this game. Also, Aspilicueta can relink with Morata as he came back in the Champions League. I hope he'll play, but now I've said that, he's probably not going to play, is he? And Walker as well is another one that can bomb forward. Albeit his own goal stopped him getting a few more points last week. In fact, both of them scored an own goal last week, so hopefully they won't do the same this week. Law of averages say they shouldn't. But those two are 2 good premium options if you're looking for a new premium defender. You've got Jones at 5.3, really good price, considering he's seems to be a regular in the Man United defence. So for a defence that's constantly getting clean sheets, it seems like an opportunity that can't be sort of missed. You also got Trippier there, 5.5, only because Davis, I'm not sure if he's going to come back and play, but ill for the last 2 games, including the Real Madrid Champions League game. And Danny Rose is also back in contention, so will that be the rotation risk that we all had to deal with last year, or has Davis done enough of good performances to keep himself in front of Rose. We don't know, but Trippier I feel like is a safer option, unless Aurier then plays, which probably will now I've said that. Cresswell and Norton in the final two. Cresswell coming in at 5 million again, should be looking at getting a clean sheet at home to Brighton, but also great attacking potential, and also Norton as well, 4.6, sorry, face off against Leicester, a team without a manager, could be sort of rejuvenated by that, but I see Swansea potentially running out 1-0, maybe 2-0 winners, and putting up a good defensive performance. Got a few clean sheets this season. I think that list could be another one of them, maybe even exactly the same scoreline as Huddersfield last week. Moving back onto Fancy Tote, we've got the 5A side, where we pick one of the featured fixtures of the week that they have picked out, and then select 5 players from that game basically, and it's the most points with all your players accumulated wins. You have only allowed 3 per team, as in every other game mode, so you've got basically it's like 11 aside, but it's 5 aside and it's more focused on that one team. You've got to balance it quite well. Of course, this week we've got Chelsea versus Watford in the featured fixtures, Man City versus Burnley, and the big one, Spurs Liverpool. So I've gone for that one because I feel like it'll be an interesting game, that one, and a real Super Sunday clash. You've got Lloris in goal for me, I'm playing 1-2-1, Trippier at the back. You've got Salah and Eriksen in midfield with, it pains me to say it, but Bobby Firmino up front. I was going to put Kane there, but I think I had to drop Eriksen, Trippier and Lloris, and I feel like they've got more chance of a clean sheet, and I don't want to drop Eriksen, so I had to go for Bobby Firmino, but I think he could still get something, but who knows. For me though, it's a risk. It is a big risk, and I can see it ending quite badly for this team, but also I won it last week with the Manchester United game. I think it's Manchester United, Man United Liverpool, yeah, Man United Liverpool. So hopefully could get a good result, but ends up because it's a great chance to face up against me and other people in a fantastic game mode. Moving on to midfield, we've got Eriksen, Silva, Mkhitaryan, Hazard, Antonio and Zaha. Starting off, Christian Eriksen, 9.7, not the most expensive player because Hazard is in there. He could be good. He could be really good this week. I'm feeling like it's a Liverpool defence that can be picked through. And I feel like if there's going to be one ball to separate defenders from attackers and leave them trailing thinking how we let Harry Kane through, it's probably going to be Christian Eriksen. Also, long shots if they stand off could also be Eriksen's little cup of tea swigged. You've also got Silva. He's rose a lot since the start of the game, and also he's playing against Burnley at home, so I feel like more attacking returns could be in order. But the reason I haven't put any sort of Edison in there, and the fact that Walker was in there, but only because of his attacking returns, is because Burnley away from home have been good, so somehow I'm not ruling them out, which is interesting. You've also got Hazard to come in and Mkhitaryan, them two both big players. Mkhitaryan sort of drifted off, but hopefully he can get back to form with a game against Huddersfield. That should hopefully give him a few attacking returns, and then he could be out of my team personally. You've got Hazard as well, 10.6 against Watford. I feel like if they're not going to get a clean sheet, they should score, and Hazard will be at the centre of it, methinks. Antonio and Zaha as well, the last two. Antonio facing up against Brighton. His pace can cause anyone problems, and I feel like Brighton aren't the fastest team, so he could do bits there. You also got Zaha as well. Another Crystal Palace player, two in one video. Mental. But face off against Newcastle, I feel like Zaha's trickery could be something against a rather disjointed looking Newcastle defence. He could do bits there, and I feel like Zaha at 6.7 could be one to look at for the future. And lastly, on Fantasy Tote, we've got the Star Club and Star Player, and both have a theme of red because they're both Man United player. Basically, the team's Man United and the player is Valencia. Now, Man United, because I feel like it could be another 3-4-0 against Huddersfield. That gives all the defenders clean sheets and loads of attacking returns as well. So I thought that would be good. The only way that I think that could get beaten is if it's like 7-2, where everyone just gets attacking returns. That's why I'm going for Man United. And the reason I'm going for Valencia is because, like Davies, he's got potential to go forward. Davies also did score and assist in the Huddersfield game. And with a clean sheet points too, you know, that's how Davies got his Star Player of the Week. And I feel that's how Valencia could also get his Star Player of the Week. So head over to Fantasy Tote and enter any of the game modes. They're all fun, but I'm pretty confident in these two. Moving on now to the attackers, we have Jesus, Lukaku, Morata, Hernandez and Abraham. Let's go for it, cool week style, for the old time's sake of videos in previous years. Jesus at 10.7 could be our holy saviour, but there's one little hitch in that the devil himself, Guerrero, is back. Now, will he be dropped? I don't think so. If anything, I'll probably go both of them playing, maybe Jesus out wide or both of them up front together. But Jesus played well and doesn't really deserve to get dropped in my eyes. I also got Lukaku. He's a beast. He's faced off against a championship defence. Need I say more? Morata as well at 10.2 means that you could be seeing 3 big scoring strikers with big prices as well, and that's why they're probably all of my dream team. You got Hernandez and Abraham as well. Hernandez looking at £7 million. Carroll is out with a suspension. He should get the first sort of central striker role in whatever position they play and whatever formation they play. So Hernandez, being the finisher he is, could be looking to poach a few goals in that game. And Tammy Abraham, he seems to be in good form, and if anyone's going to score goals, it's going to be Tammy Abraham, because no one else for Swansea has, and I feel like Swansea are going to get the win, so he's got to score him, hasn't he? But that happens to be that for this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments down below, what do you guys think of my selections? Have I missed anyone? Also, what are you guys thinking of Fancy Tote? Let me know all that in the comment section down below. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Adios. Don't know why I said adios really, but yeah, it works, I suppose.